So one can say now, if you saw the previous video, that you know how to navigate Tokyo more or less, enough to get around. So what is next? Where to go? So in this video, I'm going to cover just that, just a few things that you can do in Tokyo if you are here for 1 week that will help you better maximize your time. And I am going to finish it with this location behind me and an interesting and yet not unexpected thing that happened to me here and could happen to you if you come to this area. Now, me personally, when I landed here, the first area that I immediately just had to go to was Matsudo. Matsudo is more of a local area. You see very few tourists, if any. But in my case, there was a place there that I just had to see. As soon as I landed at Haneda Airport, I searched for Matsudo Station on Google Maps to make it easier for me to see the closest train stations. I took the monorail right out of the airport to Hamamatsucho Station, and from Hamamatsucho I took the JR Yamamote line to Ueno Station. From Ueno Station I took the Joban line, which also takes the JR Pass, to Matsudo Station. So from the airport, just 3 trains and I am right there at Matsudo. If you choose to go where I went, you might want to stay at the Tokyo Inn in Matsudo that's right there next to the train station. I stayed there, and before sleeping I made my way to my destination just a few blocks away, since I had to be there early in the morning and wanted to make sure it is as close as it is. And there it was, Chukasoba Tomita. A while back, I had seen a documentary called Ramen Head about the #1 ramen in Japan. You might want to check it out. And if you want to come to Chukasoba Tomita, now you know how to get there. Early in the morning I made the walk there, and despite being as early as 6:30 in the morning, I was the second person in line. You make the line, and before they start taking orders at 8 a.m., they give you a ticket for your place in the line. And then at 8 a.m., they start letting the line walk over to the ordering machine and start placing their orders. After you place your order, a person writes down the time at which you'd like to eat and with how many people. Show up 10 minutes before and enjoy a delicacy packed with thick flavors unlike anything I've ever tasted in my life before. Now, Chukasoba aside, since that was more for me and it might be for you, the first area that I want to mention that you really have to see is the area of the Imperial Palace. Imperial Palace in Tokyo is at the center of Tokyo in the district of Chiyoda. It is right in the middle of the city, not far from Tokyo Station, and not only is it a well-fortified place, but it is also a public park where you can come and spend a relaxing afternoon. Since 1868, it has been the primary residence of the emperors of Japan, and it is a cool place to visit and walk around learning about its history. A few blocks from the Imperial Palace, you have the Tokyo Plaza Ginza shopping mall, in case you want to go shopping. And a few more blocks from there, you have the Toho Cinemas in Hibiya. And what I like about that place is this, a statue of Shin Godzilla. If you are a fan of Godzilla movies, this is one of those things that might interest you. But if not, then Minato City is not too far from there, and you can take a bus ride or subway to the next destination, Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower is a communications tower built in 1958 with an observatory from where you can see the city. It cost only about $12 to see. When I was there, I had to make my way to Kamiyasho Station, then walk my way from there for about 10 minutes, and I made it to Tokyo Tower. The second area is Asakusa, and Asakusa is one of my favorite areas. And there are 3 locations that I want to mention from the town of Asakusa, starting with the Tokyo Skytree. If you love the views from Tokyo Tower, a must if you come to Japan, you'll definitely love the views from the Tokyo Skytree. It is the world's tallest tower, reaching a height of 634 meters, which is 2,080 feet. Most of these great city shots I have shown you of Tokyo, I got them from right here. And you can get them too. No drones needed. The tower is in a complex that is a mall, so you can also find tons of stores with almost everything you can think of, as well as food. And to go to the top, when you go inside, you just have to make the line and buy a ticket at the ticket machine for about $20 to make it to the Tembo deck, or $31 to make it to the Tembo Galleria, which is even higher. I found that to be definitely worth it because you can get a great view or you can get the best view. But that's not the only thing to see in Asakusa. A place you have to see if you come to Tokyo is there as well. I am talking about Sensoji, the Asakusa Canon Temple. Just make your way through the Kaminarimon, or Thunder Gate, and walk into the premises. Unlike Kyoto, you don't have to go up many staircases to see this amazing temple. It is Tokyo's oldest temple, being built in the year 645. Although there are plenty of shops in the premises, this is a real full-fledged temple. You might still see some monks and people still come here to say their prayers. And almost right next to Sensoji, there is also Kappabashi Dogu Street, which is full of shops selling almost all types of utensils. If you are a chef or want to cook some Japanese food at home, this is where you want to come and buy those utensils. Just a reminder though, most of the shops close around 5 p.m. And if you're a long-term anime fan, or even if you don't know what the word anime really means, chances are you are going to love the area of Koto City. The reason why I think you will love this place is because once you make your way to the Tokyo Teleport Station, a short walk away from there is the Diver City Tokyo Plaza, a mall full of great stores. But more than that, when you make your way to the other side of the mall, you will see one of the coolest things old-time anime fans can see, a full-size Unicorn Gundam statue. Even if you do not like Japanese animation, when you see the statue in person, you cannot help but be impressed. But if that does not do it for you, not far from there is the Team Labs Planet Tokyo. You will have to buy a ticket in advance for a specific time and then make your way to Shintoyosu Station. Not Toyosu Station, that's blocks away. Once inside, you can see all their art exhibitions made to, as they say, immerse your entire body into the art experience. There were very cool exhibitions here, some even that fool your spatial and sense of balance. And if you visit Japan with your significant other, it is a good location to go on a date. And since I have also brought up anime, I have to also mention the town of Akihabara. This is another place that you can come and at least dedicate half a day. If you are an anime fan, you know why you must come here. And if you are not, in order to keep this video brief, I'll make a whole separate video later on telling you exactly why, if you come to Japan, you must visit this area, especially if you are not an anime fan. But this is an area that you can come see for a few hours and then be on your way and do something else. For example, go to the Ueno station, where as soon as you get out, you will be at Ueno Park. That is the location where they have all sorts of museums, from a national to a western to an arts museum. The Ueno Zoo is also located there as well. And if you come at the right time, you might even see a special event with singing and the all too traditional Japanese idols. So this is a major complex and a good place to see a few traditional traveling locations. And it is also very family friendly. And when I came on this trip to Japan, there was something very important to me personally that I just wanted to do other than going to Fuji. Fortunately for me, this was right there at the next location, Shibuya. As soon as you get out of Shibuya Station through this exit right here, you are going to be at the world-famous Shibuya Crossing. Having been depicted in many different movies throughout the years, it is a crossing that can on average see about 260,000 pedestrians cross in a single weekday, and even more on other days. Just to give you an idea, I came here during the light time in order to avoid all of the madness. This is what it looks like when it is supposed to be mostly empty. But the reason why I had to come here was not the crossing itself, but the statue of Hachiko. That is why this is the Hachiko exit. People use this as a meetup location and also come here to take a picture with the famous Akira. If you come here, take a picture too, and also make sure to pat Hachiko on the head and let him know, "You're a good boy, Hachiko. You're a good boy." And if that's not reason enough to come to this area, but you are a coffee lover, how about this one? Starbucks. And no, I am not talking about the Starbucks at Shibuya Crossing that you can go there and view the crossing. I am talking about this Starbucks. From the Shibuya Crossing, you'll have to take a bus ride on bus number 41, 42, or 43 for a couple of minutes to the Sugakari Elementary School stop. From there, you can see it across the street. Built in 2019, the Reserve is the biggest Starbucks in the world. If you really love coffee, you have to come here. It is built like a church for a reason. Just on the first floor, you will find the main bar, a copper cask, roasters, and even a souvenir store. You have tea, cold brews, and many more things. So come here, get yourself a Princina, a top-notch latte, and enjoy this wonderful experience. But wait, there is more. Another interesting place in Shibuya is Meiji Jingu, a Shinto shrine dedicated to the late Emperor Meiji for his role in the Meiji Restoration. Once you get to the station near it, it will still be a long walk through the park to get where the temple is. But it is an active temple, so look up information when you plan your trip to see which events are going to be taking place around that time. I am sure that as a tourist, it will be an interesting experience to see a Shinto ceremony or some other event going on there. So if that is something that interests you, this is the best location in Tokyo where you can see that. And the final area that you cannot miss if you come to Tokyo, I think, is Shinjuku, more specifically the area behind me, Kabukicho. This is one of the brightest areas I've ever seen. The great thing about it is that it is always lit up and full of lights. As a tourist, I like staying in places where things stay open even late, and this place is definitely it. But more than that, as someone who holds in high esteem the late Anthony Bourdain, I had to come here and see the remnants of a location on one of the episodes where he seemed the happiest and most impressed. Although now closed, here in Kabukicho is the location where the popular Robot Show restaurant used to be. I had to come and see it, as well as the statue of the Heisei version of Godzilla on top of the Toho Cinemas in Kabukicho. And it was here where I had a few surprising but yet not so unexpected moments. You see, this area of Kabukicho just happens to be known also as somewhat of a red light district. If you are a guy or gal walking around by yourself, don't be surprised if people approach you asking you if you want company. In this belief, counting these moments became somewhat of a fun thing for me to do. It happened to me about 4 times. I don't judge, to each his own, but it is not what I was looking for in Kabukicho. With that said, as you can see, I arranged the areas mentioned into 7 sections, including Matsudo. If you look at the map and group the locations, you can see that they are somewhat grouped in close clusters, making it easier to see all of them that are together in one cluster within a single day. So if you made it this far, make sure to show some support because now you know what to do in 1 week in Tokyo. Now, as I have said, this is a major city. I have only shown you a very small section of the things that you can do if you are here in 1 week, but I promise you there is so much more to see and to do in this wonderful city of Tokyo. So if you have seen one of my previous videos, then you know also that there are many ways to get around, and that if you are here, there are other places that are accessible to you, just a train ride or an airplane flight away for 1 or 2 hours. So I hope now that you feel a little bit more intrigued and excited to come to this city. And if you do, hopefully post in the comments like what you find more intriguing of the different places that I have shown. Hopefully one day I can see you here.